Hi, I'm Justin, CAE's Chief Exec. This year, CAE celebrates its 30th anniversary. And it always seems like a perfect time to review what's happened in our past, what's going on at the moment, and what our future looks like as well. So much has changed over 30 years. When I look back at all the technology that's developed over that period of time and the difference it's made in people's lives, it's been quite incredible. But as we look to the future, really reminded of the fact that it's still our purpose and it's still our why that really drive us. Our why exists to say that people need amazing technology, but technology needs amazing people. So I hope you enjoy some time as we talk through what that can look like and where we go next. If you said to me 10 years ago that we'd be involved in application development, I would have been somewhat cynical. Now, I completely believe in it. It's transforming kind of what we do next. And there's certainly no better person for me to be talking to today who can really get into the detail than our strategic innovation lead, Ali. I nearly called you Alistair there, by the way, Ali, but that feels a bit formal. It feels like, it feels like I'll be telling you off, and that definitely wouldn't be the case. So Ali, great to have you here on the purple couch with me. But before we get into CAE Labs, we've actually worked together for over 16 years now as part of CAE.
It's been 16 years. It's been quite the journey since I started when I was 21 as an engineer, field engineer, building and rolling out solutions for our customers.
Wow. So actually take me through, from that start. I can remember your first day, but a lot's changed since then overall, but for you as well in your journey within the business.
Absolutely. So very much started by deploying Cisco technology, working with customers, designing solutions and really rolling it not just nationally but also kind of internationally as well. But then finding the opportunities within CAE to look at other areas, explore other avenues around can we build new capabilities, new value for customers. And certainly it's really been in the last 2 or 3 years that we've had the opportunity to really expand upon that particular aspect of what can we extract and get from the technology that actually creates better experiences and overall better value for our customers.
So I love that message overall because that's so important to us as a business that as we grow as a business, the point of that growth is that you get to grow as part of that.
Absolutely.
And our customers do as well.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that we've really learned is that customers want to do a lot more with the technology that maybe the particular vendor didn't really outset to do. So a lot of what the experiences we're creating is how do we improve the adoption of that technology? How do we get more value from a delivery perspective, but also looking for the future? How does the other lines of business within an organization that we work with get value from that investment in technology? And it really is only through the integration with those Cisco technologies and other vendor technologies that we can do a lot more.
So we really are talking transformation, which is
very much transformation, from the ground up, and really where we are effectively building those capabilities around is 3 pillars. So in intelligence, in integration, and also in automation.
So in all that time that we've worked together, we've seen lots of different technologies, lots of different ideas have come up. But it feels to me that CAE Labs and the fact that we're really into software here.
Yeah, we are.
Actually, it was quite a different process to actually be able to bring it to market, to actually get it up and running kind of within the business. So how did it start?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've been very much deploying solutions, professionally and managing them professionally. But really, there was this opportunity within a particular project about 4 or 5 years ago, where the task was to roll out at scale for one organisation, and traditional methods just wouldn't really cut it. We had to look at how do we actually create something new that would effectively, from a service delivery perspective, is extract more value in time, but also in efficiencies. So it was really from a Eureka perspective in 2019, where we had to break the mold, the traditional service delivery mold, and see if we could leverage some of the under the hood capabilities of the platform that organisation was investing in. So for me, really, that was the Eureka point. It also came from listening to a number of TED Talks, one specific TED Talk actually, where it said never buy technology or a solution that doesn't have an API. And at the time, that didn't really resonate with with me because I didn't really, wasn't really in that sphere of software development. But really, as time got on with certain customers, it really became a bit more apparent that we could deliver more for our customers that didn't have that traditional guise of this is how you should deploy our technology. It was a case of actually we want to deploy it this way because we can improve that time to value and that time to delivery.
Yeah, love that part because one of our values from a company perspective is doing it different.
Doing it different, yeah.
And it sounds like we really had to then, that as you said, it's so easy to rely on traditional models the way that we've always done it before.
Exactly.
But we've got to realise sometimes that, we're always interested in what's going to be best for the customer. Yep. And the way it's been done before, that might not be the way. So to actually take something like that and see the opportunity must have been a great moment to look at.
It was both. It was a great moment of breaking a kind of de facto a norm, but also it was kind of a necessity. With those particular large-scale projects, you have to see where you can build efficiencies, where you can help the customer adopt the technology a lot quicker, and really, understand that the challenges that you might traditionally have as a solutions deployment partner, but looking at really seeing what's available from those particular vendors and doing something a lot different.
And that's a very different model because you use the word adopt there, as opposed to traditionally we talk about deploy and support and something. But adopt actually as a relatively new concept to be thinking about in terms of really making the technology work.
It is. It's about making the technology work for the customers that we work with. And I think really being able to improve that time to deeper adoption, as I've been calling it more recently, is something that we're working hard on. Because really at CAE Labs, at the heart of it, is to understand what the technology can do for the individual customers that we work with and being able to extract that value from those platforms. So what we've been really refining on is around automation and orchestration. How do we get from here to there a lot more faster, but more efficiently, rooting out potential challenges that a traditional service delivery project might have. And really from the 30 years that we've learned of how to deploy certain technologies, it's that knowledge base, it's that real valuable domain knowledge that we can leverage to be able to do things differently and really, get a better output for customers and more good days.
So that was a very interesting approach to, the way we do something.
Yep.
But as it's developed and as you've seen its kind of capability, what is it, do you think, that actually makes it unique at this point?
I would probably start with our people. I mean, a lot of the uniqueness has come from experience. Really, we've woven that into a lot of the IP, a lot of the platforms that we've been creating over the years. Is very much driven by our own experiences of deploying different types of technology. And really, the way I see it is that the more we can try and refine from our own experiences and build that into these new capabilities, customers are ultimately going to benefit from that. And that's really kind of at the heart of CAE Labs, is about how do we extract from our own experiences as a service delivery technology partner and then feed that into the platforms that we've been building over the last number of years.
And it's a very different model as well. I mean, I'll look at it, across the board. So technically, the innovations there, but even commercially and things, what we've had to do there is really different in the nicest possible way. The level of investment that you've asked for to kind of get all this, is I think is unprecedented in terms of what we've tried to do before. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think it's because I can see a very clear vision, a very clear target where we're trying to aim for, which is about how do we continue to create IP, how do we continue to create capabilities that not only our customers benefit from, but we obviously benefit as a business as well when we're looking at future opportunities and future projects.
Yeah, something to really build from, isn't it? I think as we've got that core.
Yeah, absolutely. I think where we started only, say, a few years ago with a platform around network intelligence, we've now scaled out to different platforms that solve different business problems. And those are now platforms where we can just keep adding additional capabilities onto as we continue to mature that overall CAE Labs approach.
You touched there on our approach, which again feels very different to maybe what we've done before. But by the same token, I think this isn't a one size fits all sort of thing, isn't it? This is a really different look in terms of how we need to go about what happens next and how we actually deploy and make this work. So, talk me through that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think really with we don't have a one fit all approach. Every customer is different, every project's different, as I've learned from my own experience of being here at 16 years, delivering very different projects in very different areas. But what we've got is some core fundamentals, some foundations that ultimately we found that there are similarities in projects. For example, we want to adopt this investment in technology the best we can. We want to deploy this on time and on budget. Those are fairly normal, common attributes of a project. But what we've also got is the approach where if a customer wants to do a lot more with a platform that we've created, or with the platform they're investing from a particular vendor, so being able to integrate a solution from a vendor, but integrate it with existing business and IT systems that organization has. That's becoming more and more commonplace now, where CAE have been approached to have a CAE Labs automation workshop, and where we will effectively understand the business problems that that customer has, and understand, can we actually do something different and integrate what they've just invested in to get a better result ultimately at the end of it. And there's lots and lots of good examples of where we're integrating stock technology, customizing it, 15, 20%, so that actually the business that we're working with is getting a lot better results at the end of it.
Yeah, love that we're building that confidence at this point, from kind of starting something and that feeling as we can repeat something and know that there, as I said, lots of common issues, kind of out there as well. But each one we still really care about that last bit of personalisation.
Absolutely.
That really makes it tick, and presumably helps you show the results for that organisation then as well.
Yeah, I think the integration aspect is becoming very common, but also being able to sort of track and measure the adoption aspect is key as well. And I think with platforms and technologies that we've created, such as network intelligence, it really helps customers understand technology from a kind of cradle to grave perspective. So as they're rolling out the technology, then when they're in day two, they're supporting and operating that technology through to then the full life cycle approach, and understanding, okay, CAE, what do we need to do for the next 3 to 5 years? And we can again use that data, that integrated approach to support that overall journey that we take customers on.
That seems to really support that piece. I know I'm having more conversations now around technical currency comes up as a conversation around really thinking about what an investment actually means over a life cycle, and actually how to get the best out of it. I think those conversations have been prevalent for a while, but it seems never more so than now, of actually making sure that can happen. But it's more than just an ROI calculation we're talking about. This is a very practical solution as well.
Yeah, and I think one of the kind of current themes that's really exciting and something that the team are working really hard on is about how do we extract value from these platforms to help with things like the total cost of ownership over a given duration of time, 5 or 7 or even 10 years. We're working with customers about what can the platform or what can this technology deliver for the long term, not just for the short term service delivery side. I think the kind of key area that we're building capabilities around at the moment is around, for example, environmental sustainability. So how can we make vendor technology more carbon emission friendly? How can we make it be more OPEX friendly when it comes to powering it on? And that's an area that seems to be getting a great amount of excitement because of obviously the current kind of climate with regards to energy costs, but also it's showing that a value-driven partner like ourselves can offer customers and organisations a lot more value when we can start to deep dive into what can be extracted from the platform.
We've just talked about value there in terms of kind of what that means, which is a great topic to be on. But this isn't theory. We've been delivering this in practice now. We've actually seen those real life use cases when it comes to delivering value. So give me an example. Give me a project that's really been out there and excited you on this.
I mean, there are so many to begin with, but I mean, really from a Lighthouse perspective, the project of 2019 with Co-op and really their transformation and their adoption of a new networking architecture across the whole of the UK definitely stands out in my head as that project that we're really, really proud of, because it also uses all elements of CAE Labs. So we've been using network intelligence to understand what needs to be refreshed, but we've also used automation to really orchestrate the rollout across the UK of all of their different components that fit within a store. So yeah, from a Lighthouse perspective, it would definitely be the Co-op project. But really, even since then, there's been so many great projects that have leveraged the capabilities that we've been building out of CAE Labs and continue to do so. A lot of our customers are starting not just to use single solutions that we've built within CAE Labs, but multiple solutions, from the integration with our NOC from a managed service perspective, through to leveraging the overall day-to-day insights with network intelligence, and then also their ongoing adoption of technology using automation. So it never really stopped in 2019, for example, with Co-op, they've continued to leverage the capabilities that we've built them 3+ years ago to bring on new stores, to provision new devices, and that's something that they want to carry on doing because it's really efficient for the business. It delivers that quicker time to value, that quicker time to delivery when they pop up new stores or festivals as they've been doing recently, which has been really exciting. So yeah, certainly from a golden project perspective, it would be Co-op.
Love the fact that one really is a transformational journey. The fact that it is over
me personally
a
as
period
well.
of time.
Yeah, for me as well. I mean, that was, I'd say, the kind of eureka moment of CAE Labs was that particular project because of the scale, because of the size of it, and the investment that the customer's making. And we've really been taking them on a journey since then through to now, where they're now looking at potentially transforming again, but using the capabilities that we've built and integrated into those particular platforms that they've invested in.
So that piece is fantastic, and we can demonstrate that, that journey, and that's the way we want to be working with those customers. But let's talk hard and fast benefits, right? What is it at this point, do you think, that they've gained as an organisation? What is this allowing them to do? What benefits are they seeing that just wouldn't have been there unless we've been able to work through with them around CAE Labs and made that core to the project?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are three real areas. I think the first one is that they had a project that was delivered on time and on budget, 3 months ahead of time, as well as saving a huge amount by bringing the project that wasn't going to be out of hours but brought it in hours. So there was obviously the benefits that came with doing an in hours rollout. But also the support model, the operating model that they've built from that project, that all stores are exactly the same way. They've got the same identity. So from a troubleshooting perspective, from a supportability perspective, they know that all of their thousands of sites are exactly the same. So it helps them to also adopt new business transformation technology. So there's been a number of times over the last few years where they've needed to adopt new technology in store. But because we've taken a very programmatic approach to the delivery of that technology, they know that that new innovation, new solutions will be supported on that platform.
So we've had no issues at all, and anybody who wants to have a conversation around labs and sort of do it, we can talk about what it's capable of. We can talk about the journey that it goes down, but we're quite happy to sit and have that conversation that just says, let's put this into pounds in terms of what that could really mean short term, but actually how that can help long term as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really kind of key when we're going into projects like this that we're able to show that kind of demonstrable evidence and that kind of measurable metrics of what we've done in other projects of similar size and similar sort of persona, and we absolutely can represent that within a lot of the projects we've done as we again mature the overall approach from a CAE Labs perspective. We're learning a huge amount over the last sort of 3 or 4 years where we can attribute that to new projects.
Building on from that now, we've got that there. It's working well. It's out there. Because as we've been talking about kind of 30 years, the question that keeps kind of coming up with that of what next? What's it going to look like? Where do you see its potential? What is next for CAE Labs?
Continuing the journey ourselves, also with our customers, but providing more and more opportunities for integrated value. So again, how do we extract more value from the platforms that we're deploying? And I think they're really, with vendors continuing to explore the opportunity to open up their platforms, partners like ourselves that are very much looking to create new value and capabilities, we will absolutely continue to explore that space, really around those key 3 pillars as well. So how do we get more intelligence out of the platforms? How do we get more automation capabilities out of the platforms? And then really looking at how do we provide customers with more integration? And I think really the area that I can see that we're going to continue to potentially look at is around integration services. Is how do we integrate a great technology from a great vendor, but actually even make it more greater by extracting more.
Brilliant that after 30 years that we're sitting here as a business from where we started, and we're still talking about the start of something, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
That this is just the beginning actually
really
for CAE Labs in terms of what we think it can achieve.
Yeah, it's very, very much the beginning, because as we continue to find opportunities to help customers with their adoption of technology, there's always great the ability to be able to create new value. And what I think we're really focused on is about repeatable value as well.
So we're looking forward to the next 30 years. We can see all this potential and what's going on. What does that look like for you personally, though? Because that's important to me as well. We've worked together for all this time. I'm looking forward to what that looks like, kind of as well. But how do you see the development and growth, for you in this?
Absolutely. So continuing to build the team is really kind of core to my kind of future strategy. As we see the more and more opportunities, we want to build that team out that's going to support our customers, but also as important as CAE's future path as well. For me personally, is about really identifying and working very closely with our vendors and identifying future challenges that we can bring value and create new capabilities around. And really, again, bringing it back to kind of core purpose and those three foundational pillars of CAE Labs. That's really where I want to focus, continue to mature out and build out that scalable offering.
It's been amazing over the course of your journey with CAE to see what you've been able to achieve. It really has. And personally, I'm really looking forward to working with you over the next decades and seeing what we can kind of come up with. And hopefully we'll be doing this again soon, talking about what's next and how it's all gone.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely looking forward to that.
There it is, CAE Labs, something that's come out of all that experience, everything that we've built over the last 30 years, and something that we know sets us up brilliantly for the next 30 as well. It couldn't be more exciting at this moment, thinking about what we can do. Let's keep going on those journeys together. Let's really look at how we transform and how we make sure that, the lives, the experiences that we all touch every day, making every day that good day we can continue doing. Thanks for watching.